This is a new one for me. This is the first time that I have actually gone live. I'm gonna have a seat for this one. We are sitting in front of my storage unit, and this is where my life is located right now. It has been a very challenging past year. I'm sure that some of you can relate this year. Yeah. In January 2019, my son was arrested for a DUI. And at that time, I was a full time student. And I would have to take him to work and pick him up, and it was very challenging. So he was doing really good. He had bought a car, although he should have taken care of his license first, but what can I say? And February 14th, he was shot 4 times. He survived, but they took out his spleen and part of his colon, and he has a compromised immune system. And then when I told the landlady about my son, this is Thomas. I have Thomas with me. I just picked him up from Florida. A friend was keeping him for me. Oops. Say hi, Thomas. A friend was keeping him for me and had him since August, which is when my oldest son passed away. But going back to May and June, when the landlord said that he had to leave, that he couldn't live there, and I couldn't pay because I had taken out and used my money, and I was driving delivery for Papa John's and had fallen my hand, and no one wrote up a report, so of course I couldn't get compensation. And it was really challenging. I dropped class, so I didn't graduate in May, and I got evicted, and I had to be out by August 21st. And that was stressful. That was really stressful. And trying to find a place, I couldn't find a place, and I just figured, okay, well, let me put everything in storage. Didn't know for sure where or what. My oldest son wanted me to come out to Oregon, and that was a thought, to go out to Oregon. And then I decided, no, I didn't want to lose everything that I just got, that I just built up, that I took out loans, student loans, to get myself set up. And instead, here I was, getting evicted and putting things in storage. And I found the trigger, though. I mean, it might have taken me this year to find the trigger, but I found out what it was. And yeah, I know I bounce. What else is new? So the 19th is when I found out. The 19th of August is when I found out that my oldest son had died in Oregon. And the last time I spoke with him, he was depressed. He sounded really depressed because I wasn't going to come out there. And I don't think that he ever got my last letter because he didn't call me right away. As soon as he got out, he called me the next night, but I missed his call. So I never got to talk to him again, although I talked to him all the time. He's always leaving me money heads up. Well, tails up, what am I saying? I would always find money heads up before. But Cody, if he was going to get buried, he'd want his butt up, but then I didn't think his view would be good either. So he was cremated, and I've been slowly giving out his ashes. Slowly. So I didn't know what I was going to do, and I had a lot of things that I had to do that I wouldn't have been able to do if I had a place, because his memorial was in Pennsylvania. And the same day, my son that was shot, he had gone to Pennsylvania because he had no place to live, trying to work, no place to live. And the day that we found out that his brother died, he was arrested in Pennsylvania and was in jail. And it wasn't a good stay. He was bleeding for 6 weeks from ulcerative colitis, and they would not get him medical treatment. So I had to petition whoever I could to get him treatment. So I finally got him treatment. He spent a week in the hospital to get his bleeding under control and back on medication. And then I came back to Brevard. It was a debate, Florida, Pennsylvania. I'm a halfback. I'm halfway in between family. Family in Pennsylvania, go either way. Yes, Thomas loves me. Thomas loves me, this I know, for he tells me all the time. And I also have Bella. I have one dog and one cat. And right now we're living out of a rental car. When I had come back, I left 3 of my dogs, my puppies, my girls, with a friend of mine. I used to call her my kid's second mom, up in Pennsylvania. So I only have my one cat, my one dog. And to make it easier to start over, to make it easier to get a job, I've been waiting to work for the census for a year. I guess that's why I put 2 microphones on, because we knew that Thomas was going to compromise one of them, right? So anyhow, that was January 25th, my daughter's birthday, that my car broke down in the driveway of my friends in Asheville. Weren't I lucky? Yes, I was. I was lucky that my car broke down there. But I'm not one to sit and wait, and it was really hard. It was really hard because I need a vehicle to work. Some federal grant money sitting at Western waiting for me to apply and continue to get a bachelor's. I did pick up that last course, and I did graduate with an associate's in art from Blue Ridge Community College in December of 2019. And I was planning on going back for higher education, but like I said, my car broke down, and it was going to be quite a lot of money to fix it, and certain things were fixed. And then I got hired by the census, and I was all excited, because yay, now I can, work and get the money to fix the car, to, continue my life. And then COVID hit. And we all know what happened when COVID hit. Everything kind of like hit the fan, And my kids mean everything to me. I've done a lot and sacrificed a lot, but my kids mean everything. And my youngest son was having problems. And I didn't want him to have the same death as my oldest son. So I sold my car because I knew it wasn't going to make it to Florida. And I got a rental. And I went to Florida. And hopefully it saved his life for even just a weekend. We all have a journey. And just because we might be able to see what the future holds, it doesn't necessarily mean that we can prevent what's going to occur. It makes it easier in understanding, but it's still painful to go through. I don't know, maybe even more painful. I remember when I channeled Katrina, that crap wasn't fun. And I really don't want to do that again, although I know it's going to be a bad hurricane season. I keep telling my family in Florida to prepare, but, you know, I can share my wisdom, but I can't make you want my knowledge. That's the journey that we all have to take. Are we willing? Are we willing to do what it takes? And that's pretty much why I'm here right now, because I'm willing to do what it takes, and I need help, and that's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for a couple of dollars, a $5. I know in my work that one person's dollar is another person's 100. So, whatever extra you have, I know that those who have the least give the most, and I'm not asking you to give the most, I'm asking you to hang on what you got, you know, say a prayer, because I know prayers work too. A friend of mine has a car, and she said she'd give me on payments, sell me on payments, and she said not give me. But the only thing is, that vehicle needs work also. So it's like, you know, between a rock and a hard spot. It's not the first time. Hopefully it'll be the last time. You know, I say if my challenges come one at a time, I'd be okay, but they usually don't. They usually come multiple at one time. So, yeah, that's about, you know, well, it doesn't really even sum it up. You know, I forgot about my civil rights lawsuit that the defendants are serving federal time. And some of them have even gotten released, and they harmed way more people than my son, who's in jail, harmed. You know, it's they talk about Black Lives Matter, you know, that it's a prejudice against the black people, and it's like, no. I've been dealing with the criminal justice system reform for 40 years, and that's what I was telling you about, you know, in the beginning. I found out what it was. It was when my husband demolished my car with an axe, with myself and my two oldest children in it, trying to escape from the abuse. And the police would not respond. Like how many other times they would not respond to the countless black eyes, to the concussions, to the fractured skull, to, you know, yeah, it's not just Black Lives Don't Matter. It's a whole criminal justice system that needs reformation. You know, when he demolished my car with an axe, I lost my car. I lost my business. I was a district manager for Trichem Liquid Embroidery, and that's how I got into the glow-in-the-dark, one of the steps in my glow-in-the-dark clothing that I invented. Lost my place to live, put everything in storage, and that's a trigger. Because the court systems told me that day, treated me that day, and my children, that we were worth nothing. It was painful. And I saw how the pattern has repeated so many times, even this last time, when instead of standing up to her and making her evict him and and making him leave and cutting my nose to spite my face because I knew I could not make it, and told her I could not make it. When I said that we would both suffer, I guess she thought that, my landlord thought that I was talking about my son and I and not her and I. But Yeah, we both suffered. I couldn't pay rent. Sorry, he brought it on. What can I say? But it was a change of events that brought me. So I'm going to be making a fundraiser. I'm going to be doing a GoFundMe. You can cash at me, GLoLady 33, or you can PayPal me, GLoLady. I'm gonna keep doing these. I was gonna start a Patreon. I have a Patreon started, but I haven't been doing videos because I've just had so much going on. You know, my life has never been dull and boring. It's the latest episode of my personal soap, and my friends call me to find out what's going on because my life is never dull and boring. So, I'm gonna do what it takes. And my latest invention is my indefinite chaos. Learn astrology basic science. That's what made sense to me. Learning astrology made sense, makes sense, because it's indefinite chaos until divine order is found. And once you see that divine order, you know of things that are going to be going down and you know what you can do about them. And that's what we can do about them. It's how we can change them. But right now, yes, I do need help. So if you have a couple extra dollars, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get this other car on the road and how I'm going to take this other rental car back. And oh, if I even collect enough of money, I might even consider a roof over my head that doesn't move. Might. But I've been called a vagabond. I've been called a gypsy. I've been called a nomad, traveler. And to tell you something, with the earth changes that I've been preaching about for the last 15 years, I don't know, maybe I really don't want a stationary home. Maybe I do want that mobile home because, yeah, sometimes you hate to know what's coming, but at least you can prepare. So, if you got a couple extra, I'd really appreciate it. That's Thomas. He likes fancy feast, gravy lovers. My post office box is 1333 in Brevard, North Carolina, or 159 West Main Street, unit number 1333. If you want to send Thomas or Bella, can't forget Bella, she likes the Rachel Rays. Thomas has to have the gravy lovers with no fish in it. A lot of the cat foods and animal foods have fish, and Thomas is allergic to it. So it makes him itch, and then he licks, and then he gets bald spots. And I mean, he still has issues, but he's got to eat the good stuff. But he's worth it. Yeah, my animals are worth it. I definitely don't call them pets. They are my family. Bella's a registered service dog, and takes a lot of training to get a Chihuahua to shut up. But I've allowed her one bark. A one bark warning, at least when she's on duty. When she's off duty, she might take advantage of it, but she's a good dog. So, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for donating and helping me get on this journey. Today's the 30th anniversary of my father's month since my son's. So considering I'm starting over, I don't know if it's like 9 million or maybe even 10 millionth time. But it's not how many times you start over. Count. It's not how many times you get knocked down. It really is how many times you do pick yourself back up after getting knocked down so many times. How many times you start over again. Yeah, eventually you find that trigger. Go back to your childhood. Go back as far as it takes to find that trigger that creates that pattern. And then look at the planetary cycle and say, oh crap, oh, damn, it's going to be okay. Like the end of June for me, for Pisces, it's going to be okay. Pisces just has to hang on there a little bit longer. And it'll be okay. It's all about attitude. Not giving up hope. Even in those darkest times, there's always a light in the dark. So go for it. And now I have to figure out how to hang this. See, turn off. You ready? Ugh. Let's go for a ride. We're out in the sun. And is that it? Nope, that's live chat. All right. I guess I'll take you down here with me. All right, no, I don't want to filter. Oh, sugar. How do we do this? You still there? Yeah. All right, you ready? We're going to click off. No? Welcome to live chat. No, I don't want live chat. Thank you. Well, maybe I'll learn how to do this by next time.
Well, I'm back again and didn't even realize it. I will learn how to work this live stuff yet.